So how do you make 2025 the best year of your life? The sad truth is, a lot of people will set new goals and new resolutions for the new year, but they will fail to accomplish them miserably. And it's for a reason. I used to be one of these people who would set New Year's resolutions and new goals before the beginning of the year, only to end the year not being any closer to getting the things I wanted. And every time I felt extremely frustrated because I had wasted yet another precious year of my life. But nowadays, if I set a goal, I know it's going to happen. So my goal with this video is to give you a step-by-step process you can use to make sure 2025 will be the best year you've ever had. Now, since it's probably the first time you and I meet, why should you listen to me? My name is Fred, and I went from struggling financially over 5 years ago to making upwards of $1,000 per day with my own consulting business in my early 20s. And on this channel, I share practical step-by-step advice to help ambitious individuals to become financially free. So the first thing we need to focus on for 2025 to be the best year you've ever had in your whole life is to set clear specific goals. The reason why this is number one is because if you fail to plan, you will become a part of somebody else's plan. Except that you can't come up with a plan or a strategy to reach your goals if you're not even clear on what you want in the first place. Because right now you might think you know what you want, but how precise is it? Most likely you only have a vague idea of it. And I know this because I speak to dozens of people on a weekly basis, and every single time people have goals, but a lot of them, they're not exactly clear on what it is that they want. They don't really take the time to think about it necessarily. So what I want you to do right now is to grab a piece of paper and a pen and to write down 3 main goals that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. I suggest one of those goals be a financial related goal, so maybe you want to make $100,000 this year. Amazing. The other goal could be that you want to lose 20 pounds or get in shape and build like 20 pounds of muscle. And then the third goal, it can be related to any other aspect of your life. It could be learning a language, it could be learning a skill, it could be passing some kind of a test, it could literally be anything. But the reason why I don't suggest you have more than 3 main goals for the year is because if you do, like the more goals you have, the more you're gonna spread yourself thin, because you can only focus on a few things at a time. So you have to make a list of priorities. What do you really want to accomplish by the end of the year? What really matters to you? So now that you know what you want, you need to know why you want it. Because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you get up in the morning and you know what you want, but you're not very clear on why you want it, and you're not emotionally connected to a powerful driver, a powerful reason why you do the work, it's going to be very easy to just go back to bed instead of waking up at 6 or at 5 a.m. and to go to the gym or to build your business before your day job. Unless you have a strong reason why you do it, you're not gonna do it. And it's not because you're lazy or because you're stupid or because you don't have enough willpower. It's not these things. And I say that because I know some people that's what they think. They have a lot of self-hatred because they think I have no willpower. But that's not it. Because most of your problems in life, they come from a lack of clarity. If you knew exactly what you had to do to move forward, you'd simply do it. As long as you have a powerful reason why you want to do it. That's the key. Because to give you an example, when I was still in school, I would almost never do my homework. I was getting decent grades, like good grades, but it didn't matter to me. I knew I wouldn't go to university, so my high school degree didn't matter to me. Because I knew from the very start, I wanted to start a profitable business and an online business. Because I wanted to be able to have no income ceiling, to be paid for the value I provide to people and not for my time. Because growing up in the lower middle class, I saw my parents working extremely hard. My father was a nurse, my mother a nursing assistant, and they were underpaid and undervalued. My mother especially was working a dangerous job. All of that for a small pay and no recognition. And every day I would hear them complain about the price of basic necessities like food, electricity, gas. And it was unbearable because I felt like we were living half of a life. I knew there was so much abundance out there in the world. I could see it at school because these wealthy kids would be dropped off in extremely expensive cars that my parents could have never afforded. And on top of that, every year they would get the latest iPhone, while at the time I didn't even have a phone and I had to force myself to get up super early so I could take the crowded bus to go to school. And every single time during the summer, I would see them posting pictures of their vacations in different countries on Snapchat, while us, we had to stay in our home like literally all summer long with nothing to do because we couldn't really afford to go on vacations. So I knew for a fact if we had more money, life would be incredible because we could do anything. We wouldn't have this limitation anymore. So for that reason, I made it my mission to become successful. And one day, something really gave me a kick in the ass because my mother had been diagnosed with cancer when I was a teen, and I promised her I would always be there for my sister to provide for her in times of need. So I couldn't just, do nothing about it. I had to find a way to become successful, which is why in 2025, you need to start taking your finances seriously. This is gonna shock a lot of people, but $10,000 per month is not a lot of money. Now, if you spend $10,000 per month on your lifestyle expenses, you can have a very decent lifestyle, obviously, but making $10,000 per month, if you are an employee, you are in the top 1%, so it's insane. But if you have a business, $10,000 per month, it's jack shit. You're not even seen on the map. You are an extremely small business. Most tax organizations don't even consider you a small business. To be considered considered a small business, you need to at least make multiple millions of dollars per year. So if you only make $10,000 per month with your business, technically speaking, for a lot of people it's a lot of money. They won't even believe it's possible, but you're not actually making that much. And especially if you live in a big city, you know how expensive it is, right? You could be making $60,000 per year, but because rent is so expensive, food is expensive, everything is expensive. It's like you're lower middle class, even though technically speaking, you're not. But the best way to make more money is to start a business or a side hustle. Now, I do have to warn you because not every business model is equal, and there's so much misinformation online when it comes to which business model you should start, and that personally wasted months of my life and costed me thousands of dollars. So I really wish that years ago somebody could have helped me to figure out what's the right business model for me to start. So to help you, I've recorded a free video in which I'm going to explain how I make upwards of $1,000 per day, most of it being profit, with my own consulting business. And I'm also going to reveal the only 3 activities you need to focus on doing if you want to make more money. I will leave the link in the description below, or you can also directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. Now, the next step in order to make 2025 the best year you've ever had so far is to go to sleep earlier, to wake up 2 to 3 hours earlier to work on your business or to work on your own personal goals. I've been getting up at 5 a.m. right now for like probably over a year, and it's funny because a few years ago I really wanted to wake up early because I figured I would have the most amount of energy waking up early and being able to do my deep work, to focus on crushing the most important tasks to move things forward in my business. But at the same time, for some reason I just couldn't stick to it. But to be able to get to where I am today, I had to overcome so many challenges, to overcome literally all of my fears, and to really become a different version of myself. So it didn't happen overnight. But nowadays I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning, with certain exceptions of course, like when I'm traveling. But doing this allows me to have 1 hour and a half where I can just work extremely hard on my business before I go to the gym. Now luckily for me, because I make money consistently with my business, I work full-time on my business, so I don't have a job. But for you, if you work a full-time job, or maybe you even work 2 jobs, well, it would be extremely beneficial to go to sleep at 9 or even 8 p.m. to get up at 5. That way you can use like 2 to 3 hours to work on your business. So it's gonna be painful for a while, it's not gonna be easy, but if you never do it, you will never become financially free. Like, that's the truth. I know some people, they want me to tell them, you just need to click on a few buttons and you're gonna become a millionaire just like that in like 1 month, but it's not gonna happen, you know it. You can have anything you want in this world, you can make 10, 20, $30,000 per month, even more with a consulting business, but you need to put in the work. People who give up, they never get the results that they want. The only time I've seen this step-by-step process not work for someone, it's when people don't even get started on it or when they quit too soon. I've never seen somebody work at it consistently and not get any results, not make a lot of money, and not have their whole life completely transformed. But a lot of people, they quit way too soon because they let their doubts and their fears hold them back, or they just get lazy along the way. But you cannot expect to obtain a higher quality of life than 99% of people if you're not willing to do more than 99% of people. If you act like most people, you will end up in a similar financial position, but it's on you. No one is coming to save you. Realize that fully. Then what I really invite you to do is to set weekly and even daily challenges to accomplish. You can have a big goal, but then you want to break it down into monthly, weekly, and daily action items. So if every day you follow these actions, at the end of the year, you're pretty much guaranteed to obtain the result that you want. So what would make it completely unreasonable for you not to get what you want? Meaning, if you did these things for a year straight, it would be completely crazy and even impossible that you wouldn't get any results. That's the question you need to ask yourself. And depending on your goals, of course, it's going to look different. If your goal is to get in shape, to lose 20 pounds, what would you need to do on a weekly and even on a daily basis to make sure you reach that goal? Guaranteed. Because if you follow the right process, you will reach your goal. It's just a matter of sticking to it long enough to get the results you want. Because you can be following the right workout program, the right diet, or you can be working on the right business opportunity, but if you don't do it consistently or you give up too soon, you will not get the results that you want. It's that simple. And for me, for example, the thing I started doing over 3 years ago was to force myself to do at least one thing that scared me every single day. Meaning, I literally just grabbed a notebook and I wrote down everything I was afraid to do. And every single day, I forced myself to at least do one thing so I could cross it off my list. And I did that until I became limitless, relentless, until I felt like nothing could stop me anymore. Like fear wasn't even a word in my vocabulary. Because the thing is, back then, I was trying to build my consulting business, but the problem was I was having so many doubts. I was so fearful. I couldn't do the work. And so for 7 months, I procrastinated working on the business that changed my life and allowed me to make thousands of dollars per client. All of that because I had doubts and fears in my mind. But most of these things that I imagined would happen, these nightmare scenarios, they never actually happened. So my brain made me procrastinate for 7 months, all of that based on imaginary fears and worries. So you have to be very careful because your brain can be your own worst enemy if you don't know how to control it. So in 2025, if you really want this to be your best year ever, it's time to give it everything you've got, to destroy every excuse you have. Because Because at the end of the day, the only person that can prevent you from getting what you want in life, it's yourself. So say yes to new opportunities, try things. What do you have to lose? A lot of people, they have nothing and they're so afraid of losing something. But what they don't realize is that when you have nothing, you are in the most powerful position in the game. Because if you have nothing to lose. So you are extremely powerful and dangerous. Now if you want to get ahead of 99% of people, you just have to not quit. Really, it's that simple, because 99% of people, the reason they fail to reach their goals, whether it be their financial goals, their fitness goals, or other goals, it's because they give up. So if you don't give up for at least 1 year, you are ahead of 99% of people. And that's why you really want to get in the habit of going the extra mile, doing all the things that scare you. Doing that completely changed my life. I can't recommend this exercise enough. In fact, I also help my customers to do it. I tell them, look, you're gonna have to do one thing you're afraid to do every day, because that's how you grow. And if you can do that, you'll be able to do anything. Doing the work in comparison, it won't be the easiest thing in the world, and only doing the work will give you the results that you want. And the most important thing you need to understand is that you need to stop waiting passively for things to happen, because your life, it's your doing. It's not your fault if you were born in shitty circumstances. It's not your fault if you were born in a poor family, but it's your responsibility to get out of it. So if you really want 2025 to be the best year you've ever had, first, it all starts with taking the responsibility for your life. People who play the victims, they never get what they want because they give up control. They say, oh, I can't reach my goals because it's the fault of the government. It's the fault of people around me. It's the fault of this or of that, or I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough money. They come up with all of these excuses, and so then what happens is that at the end of the year, they're still no closer to getting what they want. In life, you can have results or excuses, but never both at the same time. Remember that. Now look, it's time for you to make a choice. You can keep watching YouTube videos on how to make money online or how to improve your life, but doing this will not directly change your life because you need to take action. But if you are part of that minority of ambitious individuals who's committed to building a profitable business so you can become financially free, work from anywhere in the world, and live life on your own terms, I invite you to check out the free resources in the description below, or you can directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. With that being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower more ambitious individuals to become financially free. And to thank you, when we get to 100,000 subs, I will be giving away $10,000.